Please be good. Please be good, man. Please do not suck. All right, let's go. Oh. Can I go down here? Just respawn. What the fuck? What the fuck is he doing? Controls are a little bit, so the way that I can describe the controls, do you know how Elden Ring feels whenever you're trying to control the horse? Okay, you're the horse. One shot, one kill.
All right.
Chris Kyle, American Sniper.
He didn't even land.
I can't sprint while I'm in combat.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
All right. Oh God. Ah, GG, man. Flashbang. Jesus.
Is he dead? He threw me off and I fell
Oh
into it and I just
God.
died.
Oh God, this game.
I like the style of the game.
Oh, he did a full review? I want to see that.
Okay, so I guess I fell off because the lighting, the lighting died. That's gonna be a pretty good idea. I thought the map was like it. What the fuck?
Oh damn, he's still falling.
Wait,
What is happening?
What the fuck?
What is this? Why is it going this far? What?
And I killed him and his body went off the edge so I can't loot him. Why is it chopping? Why is the chopping? Are you guys feeling the choppiness or is it just me? Jesus Christ.
I'd say you've got all the telltale signs of a memory leak.
Well,
Oh, that's a big boss. Holy shit.
what is even happening in the screen? Like, it's so dark. Oh God, what is this, dude? Oh, what the fuck? Why did you play this? Why? Why did you do this? Okay. I'm gonna see the thymesia and then I'll maybe watch Bleak play. I'm not sure.
Every once in a while you have like a new game that comes out and it's like a Souls-like game. We have another one now and this is a game I've seen a lot of people talking about this recently and I'm gonna go ahead and watch it right now.
What's up everyone, it's Endymion, and for the past week I've been playing through the latest Souls-like to hit the market and really diving deep into its many systems.
You played this game for 1 week? The fuck are you even doing in the game? I mean this game in like a span of 10 hours, dude. Maybe 10 or 15 hours?
Okay.
As of the making of this video, I've beaten the full game, got a few
It took you a
enemies,
week?
beaten every boss, and have almost every collectible. I'm
She's
still
played the game
missing
a lot.
some, and I can't for the life of me find them, but anyway, you're here because you want to know if Thymesia is worth jumping into.
Right.
Well, let's get started, and thanks to Team 17.
I would say yes. Yes, you can play the game. But get it on Game Pass or 15 bucks, that's it. Do not waste your time paying full amount for this game. It's not worth full money.
And over Border Studio for the early review code, and I played the PlayStation 5 version as well. Also, don't worry about spoilers. Now, let's begin. Thymesia has you playing as Corvus, who's this plague doctor looking dude who's on a quest to save the Hermes Kingdom from ruin. The entire game takes place within Corvus's memories as you dive into these and try to piece together what happened and why the plague exists in the first place. If Thymesia had a tagline, it would be quality over quantity in my opinion. The game has 13
What quality? Your quality? Go fight the bad boss and see how dog shit his bosses. The fuck? This is why I just get mauled out this way. When I look at videos,
memories to dive into, some of these being full levels while other memories being singular boss fights. The easiest comparison would be that Thymesia feels like a blend between Bloodborne and Sekiro. The game's world feels like
I feel like there's like some parts of this that look really good and some parts of it that look really jank. Whenever you think about, right, it's like the way that the mobs move around is like kind of goofy.
Yeah.
Like that combat that you just showed looked pretty good, but I think that this is the thing with Dark Souls is that a lot of people might not realize like how precise the game is in terms of like movement, and I think that's why the game is so popular. Is like the intricacies that you can have in movement and combat in Dark Souls vastly like just outshines pretty much any other game, and I think that's why it has so much replayability too.
let me think about that. Yeah, I think Elden Ring kinda did a good job on that one. I mean, I still being salty about me being hit through the wall by the mage.
Villagers
But
and
you know,
warriors stalking the world.
Yeah.
It also feels like Sekiro in that Thymesia's gameplay
I think this boss is really good. He was so badass. Look at the pose he is making. See? Good
is
boss.
very fast and has quite a high skill ceiling.
I like this guy. He is so badass. I wish someone like this in real life, P. Vodar is kinda cool. Like he was the first boss you will fight, and he was pretty hard. But he is cool.
Reaction time is good enough. You can block
I like this
basically
guy.
every single move using Corvus's parry, but I would say the parry in this game is very precise. Whereas in Sekiro, you could block moves and build up posture damage, in Thymesia, the parrying is more punishing, but you can spend points to create very specific styles of play, which helps fix this. So let's talk talents and how they influence your playstyle. Your talents are separated into various categories. Each skill path allows you
What
to
do you guys
customize
think?
Corvus into very specific builds, but
Yeah,
the
it's just like, is
trade-off
this worth
being that
playing?
you can only specialize in one path per se.
I mean, you played Bleak Faith, you know? You kinda played Bleak Faith, so I think, yeah.
Skill type. A good example of
Yeah,
this
somebody said in chat Walmart Bloodborne. Like that's kind of the vibe that I get from it as well.
would be the deflect
Yeah.
talent tree. You can see here on the left that after selecting deflect level 2, it splits into two
Liked it a lot.
paths.
Soundtrack just
So
looks
you can
great.
only
Elijah
pick
did?
one of these.
Yeah.
However, don't worry because
Really appreciate, even though it's a cheap ass game, it really gives you a preview of what the attack is doing. Good job on that one. I should have put that in my notepad.
Thymesia allows you to respec at any time from the same
That's
menu.
good.
It
That's
doesn't
good.
even cost anything. You simply hit square on PS5 and boom, you can reset just that single tree.
That's one thing I
trying
do like.
things
Yeah.
out and seeing what works for you and doesn't is really flexible.
Yeah, I
which is
think that's a
This
good
has
thing
got a
as
lot
The
of
other
well.
talent trees are pretty vast too, ranging from saber, deflect, dodge, cloth,
Yeah, that
pepper, and
fucker is that. The reason why that guy is having a lot of health is he's an elite mob and he will drop you a potion. Yep. He drops you an upgrade. Each mob that gets just giga tanky, you have to kill them. Pretty much.
finally, strategies. You have 25 talent skills to spend on whatever you want. After level 25, you can only increase one of your 3 core stats, but in my experience, level 25
Wait,
you can
what?
only increase talent skills to spend on whatever you want. After level 25, you can only increase one of your 3 core stats, but in my experience, 25 talent points was more than enough to make my Corvus into an absolute monster. The combat of Thymesia is where the game excels, as like Sekiro or Bloodborne, you have to make split-second decisions that could mean the difference between life or death.
But I will eventually play Bloodborne. I think I might like that game. From what I'm looking at, that game looks pretty cool. You know? Man. Too bad it's never gonna come to PC.
While you can't change
I feel like really with a lot of these games, it's about the combat. Like if the combat is really, really good, then the game is good. I think that the combat, for example, carries something like Lost Ark. Combat absolutely carries the game. The game can have like a million other downsides, but the combat is good, so people make up for it. Elden Ring. It's like, I think Elden Ring is the gold standard for this, right? Is that the combat is fluid, it is responsive, it's rewarding.
Bullshit. Totally bullshit. Combat is clunky, it's so input lag, and then the attack has commitment. You never be faster in that game. Like, what? I think for me, combat standard would probably be too long. My god, that game played like a played like
Feels
butter.
good to play. Basically, everything about Elden Ring combat is 10 out of 10. And I think that's something that this game...
Yeah, Elden Ring's combat is a 10 out of 10 because you are a caveman and all you can know is how to press a right bumper. You know? If you want anything more than complex, Elden Ring falls flat instantly. I think Wulong's combat is way better. It's way more fun. Like I will take Wulong's combat, maybe even Sekiro. Sekiro's kind of fun.
I don't know. It doesn't really seem like it's there. What do you guys think? Looks jank. Maybe it feels good when you get used to it. Yeah, I think that could be it too.
your main melee weapon, the saber, you can customize your secondary tool with plague weapons. And these are badass, so let's talk about them. Plague weapons vary wildly, and honestly, this is where Thymesia's combat separates itself from other Souls-likes. Think of each of these plague weapons kind of like Sekiro's shinobi tools, except you can use them way more often. You have plague weapons ranging from spears, death sight.
Plague weapons is kind of fun, but the claw mechanic is jank as hell.
Dual blades, axes, great swords, shields, and even weird stuff like coating your weapon in blood by sacrificing your own HP to increase damage. There's 21 plague weapons in total, and quite a few are exclusively about weaponizing the unique plagues within them. Not only that, but when you kill enemies that use certain weapon types, you'll gain skill shards, and once you have enough, you can upgrade these plague weapons down a singular path, which adds a new combo to their attacks as well as other effects. For example, the spear stabs enemies 3 times when you use it. You can even see here on the right how much damage percent-wise it'll do, but once you upgrade it, the spear can now write how much damage
it's nearly impossible to understand what the fuck these numbers mean. At least for me.
But once you upgrade it, the spear can now do a spinning attack, which effectively makes it into a crowd-controlling weapon. Another amazing...
Yeah, I mean, this looks okay. Like, seeing a little bit more about it, it looks all right. I don't know what it is about the Dark Souls combat that is just so hard to reproduce. Because, like, I don't know about you guys, but, like, I've watched a lot of these games of, like, oh, this game's like Dark Souls, this game's like Dark Souls, that game's like Elden Ring, or it's like Bloodborne or Sekiro. Like, I don't know what it is about the combat, but, like, From Software fucking nailed it. And I think that it's almost impossible for anybody else to even be able to get there. It's the constant dodge rolls? Yeah, maybe.
I'm pretty sure Ninja Gaiden did that like 20 years ago.
The plague weapon is the greatsword, which I found to be the perfect counter to the stronger enemies in the game. You can just Street Fighter Turbo 2 Shoryuken dudes into the air with an uppercut, sending their asses flying. This opens them up to being sliced and diced, and once upgraded, you can do a shorter horizontal slash that does 420% attack damage. Nice. But yeah, the plague weapons are where it's at, and if you specialize yourself in your talent trees to gain energy when you attack or kill enemies, you can effectively use plague weapons constantly, which is super fun and really dynamic.
I never ran out of my energy at all in this game.
About combat, you may be noticing that the enemy's health turns white and then green. White health is reduced by attacking, but the green health is called wounding, and this will disappear if you don't bring that meter down, so enemies can regenerate.
Yeah, not really a fun mechanic. It's kind of tedious. Let's see what asmongold thinks about it. I think it's tedious.
That's where your badass Alex Mercer prototype-like claw hand comes in, and when you use this heavy attack, you can slash the wounds of an enemy.
You don't. Alex versus class way more fun.
And permanently reduce
You only
their
have 2
max
attacks with
HP.
this big
It's
jank.
really cool.
Okay.
Oh
That
yeah,
attack
right,
is
I
jank as
forgot. There's
hell.
also bosses
Or,
in the
yeah,
game.
yeah, let's see the
Surprisingly, there's
bosses.
quite a few bosses here that are really good. Of course,
This guy is amazing. Like, this guy is a
I
badass.
won't show the
I
majority
like
of
this
them,
guy.
but there's 8 in total. Weirdly enough, though, the first true boss you fight is Odur, a circus ringleader psycho
Yeah, he will just beat your ass
who
to
is
the
weirdly
curve.
tough for a first boss.
Yeah, really, insanely tough. He is tougher than freaking Market, dude. What do you mean? Dude is ridiculously hard. You gotta ace this guy, otherwise he ain't going anywhere. You cannot speak out of him or anything. You cannot farm or anything at all. You just have to get good to beat this guy.
And to be
Straight up.
honest, outside of some later fights, none of them really compare to Odur in terms of difficulty.
Yeah,
But then again,
True.
maybe I was just struggling
stupidly hard, this guy.
because I suck some.
Yeah, I think he is right. I think the other boss that's remotely harder, none of them are. Like, none of the bosses are as hard as Order. And Order just stones your
Experience
ass.
may vary. Earlier, I said thymesia is quality over
Yeah, this guy
quantity.
was kind of hard when you fight him very early. But he only has 2 or 3 attacks.
Yeah, the boss seems pretty okay. Like in General Market again, fuck him. Yeah, I know, only 8. Well, the thing is, like, yeah. I mean, that's not that many. I will give my final thoughts on this, I guess, at the end of the video. But like, a lot of these games, like, this is kind of one. I guess, like, this is a parallel that I'll use to, like, explain, like, if I like the game or not. Would I rather just play a mod for Elden Ring? Like a new mod for Elden Ring, or like a new mod for Dark Souls or something like that. And seeing this game is like, all right, let's go try out Convergence mod. That's kind of the way that I see about it. Indie company with $25 price, not bad. No, it's not bad.
$25 price range when it came out, I think it's okay, but I would probably only pay 15 right now. The game is 2 years old, so, you know.
Like, it's very hard because, like,
Like, it's just not worth it. Like, it just doesn't justify the price and what it offers. You know?
fact is that Elden Ring and Dark Souls, these are the gold standard of these games, right? Like, there's, in my opinion, no other games that compare to them. People say Neo is very good as well, and there's like a handful of other ones
No.
that are...
No, I'd rather play Dark Souls 2. No, Neo is even far worse. Like, it's just stupid. Neo is stupid. Neo is just stupid. You know, Neo, I played Neo on stream. God, it was awful. I mean, the base game was fine. DMV
relatively
was annoying.
close, but most other...
But I think from Neo's developers, Team Ninja, I think Wulong was amazing. I like the
other
Wulong.
ones are just not even remotely close. So it's like, would I really want to go play this? I don't know yet.
And this
I think Star Souls game, below Liza P, below Wulong, and then everything else is below that. That's my scoreboard.
is true
Tier
in
list.
really every ounce.
Because Liza P is just... I mean, it has its issues, but, you know, if you see my reviews, I'll talk about that a lot. I don't think I made a proper review for that game. But I think it's one of the best Souls-like they ever made. Souls-like. Like, not from the original
This
company.
game. Odur really is a standout boss in this game, and he feels like he
Yeah. Yeah, he really stands out, both in the way the looks and then how he
fit
kicks
right
your
in
ass.
with games like Bloodborne or Sekiro with how he attacks.
Yeah, I
and
could see him
operates.
being
Oh, yeah.
Bloodborne.
Some bosses
100%.
even have secondary phases as well as ultimate attacks that can turn a fight from going good to you being dead pretty fast.
Right.
Another boss I want to quickly talk about is
Oh,
the
that's
Most janky dog shit boss in the whole game. This shit is just annoying. I was so mad fighting
Holy
this thing,
second
dude.
main boss. This fight, while easy, was really fun as well.
Look how
The
jank
second
that
main
is.
boss, this fight, while easy,
Look at
was
this
really
janky
fun
piece
as
of
well.
shit.
Her mechanics are simple, and to be honest, the difference between a boss like her and Odur in terms of difficulty is light years. That being said, I dug how many of the bosses feel like they could be in a Soulsborne game, and I wouldn't really question it. And my favorite boss, I can't show you due to spoilers, but all I'll
The bosses actually look good. Like I will say, like the mob to mob combat was like kind of like okay, right? But like the bosses actually do look pretty good. What do you guys think?
say is they're not only
Yeah.
very difficult, but extremely
Yeah, you gotta play that to figure that out. Dude, this boss is the dog shit boss. I hated my life playing this shit.
fun to fight too. They are optional though, but I'll leave that discovery for you to experience.
Oh, this chick is jank as hell. She has a really janky attack. She's not that hard. Water is way
On the
harder.
flip side, I do have problems with thymesia, so let's go over those as well. There's unfortunately only 3 actual big distinct levels in the game, although with side quests you can unlock some new areas to certain levels, but I would
Yeah.
temper your expectations.
It's very
because
short, it's
Thymesia
boring.
is not a massive game. It's very honed in and to the point. I beat the game in about 8 hours, but with side quests and such, that could exceed 10 to 12 hours or more. After this point, you can farm enemies
Okay.
for
Yeah.
resources to increase stuff like your plague weapons, skill trees, and ingredients for your potions, which is a whole other system that is pretty in-depth. I
Holy
actually
shit.
really dig the potion crafting in this game because you can customize your potions into specific roles to help you.
In my opinion, I don't give a fuck about this shit. Like, I don't care about consumables. I think they're just fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Like, I would rather that they take the development time and make a, you know, like more bosses, more challenges. Like, give
Yeah.
me some sort of way to, like, counteract this. Like, having to do consumables and shit is just really
Yeah.
annoying to me. I would just rather not have to.
Yeah, it's tedious and it's a waste of time. Yes, I'd rather fight the boss. Yes. I think I would agree on that. Completely agree. I'd rather sacrifice this for a better, more
other
two
games
bosses.
take notice of this.
In a heartbeat. That's the funny part. I don't care
That
about this
being
at all.
said, this is an indie game, and for what it is offering, Thymesia is really impressive.
That's a
all
good
things
point.
considered.
Yeah,
And I
it's a
should
good
also
point.
note that the game never
Yeah, for
crashed
an
a
indie
bunch
game,
for
it
me,
plays
but I
very
did
well.
get some lag spikes
Combat is
here and
good.
there, but these only lasted for maybe 2 to 3 seconds at a time before going away. Thankfully, these lag spikes never happened during boss
I think that's a
fights.
shame to get
Yeah,
stuck
even
on.
Elden
Impressive
Ring
that
had that.
Thymesia never crashed, considering how many games launch busted these days. It's a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, I
that
think
the
it didn't crash
developers
for
That's
me
a good
either.
took
point.
their time to
Fine,
make
fine.
the game work, which is great. Also,
Yeah, I think that's definitely a very good point. The game seems to be like a complete experience, even though it's smaller.
as of the making of this video, from what
Yeah,
I
that
can
is
see,
true.
there doesn't seem to be a new game plus feature that I'm aware of, which is disappointing. And I would have liked to have more than 3 levels in the game. However, like I said,
Yeah,
one
that
of
is
these
true
3
as well.
levels has about 2 sub-levels to them with their own unique level layouts. So I guess you could say 5 levels in total, but only 3 of these are required
Yeah.
in order
I think they should have just forced us to do all the levels. Like they made a big mistake of not
to
doing
beat the
that.
game. And although you can alter your parrying mechanic to make it more forgiving, I kinda wish Thymesia leaned more into Sekiro's version of the mechanic, as there were many times where I thought I would do a parry correctly, only to get punished, but maybe I just suck. Also,
Yeah.
bizarrely, the game has no actual voice acting besides some grunts.
Yeah,
or
I
screams.
obviously I feel like the parrying in Sekiro and like the sword play in Sekiro, I mean that's the whole game. So like big surprise, it's really really good. Like
Yeah.
I feel like Sekiro is just far and away the best one, and no other game really comes close to it in terms of like character to boss, like interaction and like counterplay.
Oh god, yeah, that's true. I think Genichiro fight is I'm never gonna forget that fight. That fight was insanely good. Genichiro, the first time you fight that guy, holy, that was insanely good, dude. I have zero complaints on that one. But I think the one that has a good close, I think Oolong came close. Like in Genichiro's fight, I think I will never forget Lubu as well. Lubu was super fun. Like Play the freaking game. You will see what I mean. Like, your Lubu fight was awesome. Like, yeah, Mulan is pretty good.
Some enemies do,
It's
which
a
is
good game.
weird because some of the bosses talk during their fights, but you're so focused on not dying that I rarely, if ever, actually read what they were even saying. And I would have liked to have had more enemy variety in the actual levels as well. Besides weird smelly villagers with knives or spears, you're basically fighting plague-ridden knights or other soldier types with axes, spears, swords, and so on. There's also a few other enemy types, but they are all humanoid in design as well. Unfortunately, there's no animals or non-human enemies really. The bosses, however, are another story, but again, no
There's only a handful of them, and like, yeah, we saw the first one. Whenever I see a game like this, it always makes me think that, like, one of the really cool things about, like, now that we have, like, the multiplayer mod for Elden Ring, and one of the cool things about, like, New World even, or Tower of Fantasy, or WoW, or Final Fantasy, like, is that they're multiplayer games. I feel like whenever a game is multiplayer, it makes it much more exciting and interesting for me. Like, just a straight up single player experience like this without any real sort of like you know, like co-op or anything like that, I don't know, like, really how interesting that is to me.
For that, so I won't show them. There's also some weird audio spikes.
Yeah, I think I kind of like it. Used to be like that, but streaming makes me forget about that completely. Like, you know, single player games are lonely as hell when you play it alone, but I'm streaming, right? So it kind of gives me that,
particular
what do you call it?
screams really loud upon initiating
Multiplayer
the
experience
fight,
in a
which was
sense,
not very
would say.
cash money on my ears. And the final boss fight is pretty disappointing, and the music in the final fight for me kept looping weird, and it was really distracting, but I'm sure they'll patch that. But anyway, let's get to the verdict.
Okay.
Is Thymesia worth your time and money?
I think I gave it a
If you enjoy
6.
Soulsborne games like Bloodborne or Sekiro and are looking for your next test of skill,
I think it's
I'd
worse
say
than Dark Souls 2.
absolutely yes. It's a thrilling game full of cool customization mechanics, some solid boss designs, and a very fun combat system. But if you're looking for a game that's full of content and will last you hundreds of hours, just know this isn't it.
Yeah.
Thymesia is quality over quantity for the most part, and if you're cool with that, then I'd say it's worth the purchase. I guess if you want a numbered score, which I think is pretty dumb, but whatever, then I'd give the game a solid 7.5 out of 10. But don't let numbers dictate whether you enjoy something or not. Make decisions for yourself.
I think he's being way too generous for that.
Thymesia is launching on PlayStation 5, Xbox...
Everybody always says, like, yeah, don't listen to the critic websites, except for this one time where, like, everybody fucking rated this one game really high or really low, and I totally agree with it. So, yeah, it's not always wrong, right? Yeah, or an Aspen video. Movement looks wonky. I think that it looks okay. I mean, to me, it's like, especially for a game that's like, this is an indie game. It's not, you know, developed by some gigantic studio. It's $25. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of bullshit involved beyond the $25. I feel like this is a relatively good value.
Series X and PC, and if
I think $25 is kind of too much though. I mean, when it launched, sure, but now, no.
From easiest to hardest.
Yeah, it's 2 years old. Look at that. The video is 2 years old.
Enough. I hope you enjoyed my first actual real review that I've done on this channel. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go scream at the sun because it's way too hot outside. How can people even like hot weather? Fall is so much better. Anyway, I'm done talking. Subscribe and share to spread the word, and thanks to my patrons for their undying support. I'm Endymion, and I'll see you in the next one.
I haven't watched one of this guy's videos before. Like, I guess this guy lives in Texas. Like, I fucking feel the exact same way, man. Holy fucking shit, it's hot. Wow. Yeah. Let me go ahead and link this to you guys. I've never watched one of this guy's videos before, so this is the first time. I think it's actually pretty good overall. Yeah, I like it.
Nice.
It's a good video. And started to change where I live? Yeah, thank fucking God, man. I'm glad. Yeah, I mean, the game itself, like, as I said, whenever I was watching this gameplay, it just made me think back on playing Elden Ring and hope that the mods that, like, change the game fundamentally, right? Like the Cinders mod or the Convergence mod or Hollow mod for Dark Souls 3. It just made me think about how much I'm excited for those mods. Like, the game itself looks okay, right? It's like, maybe if I was bored one day, I would play it and try it out. Sure, and I think I'd probably enjoy myself for the most of the time. But that's kind of how I feel about it. Yeah, those
Yeah.
mods, exactly, man. Soulsborne games about setting and story. I love the worlds broken and filled with dread and despair. Yeah, I would say that's a big factor too, absolutely. Yeah, how about the PvP aspect of it with the community or something? I mean, like, PvP, I don't really care about PvP in games that aren't, like, competitive PvP games. Like, I don't know. Like, WoW is, like, my exception because I'm a big WoW player. But, like, outside of that, I don't give a shit. Like, I don't care about New World PvP. I don't care about Tower Fantasy PvP. I don't care about Elden Ring PvP. I don't give a shit about any of this stuff because it's all broken, dysfunctional, unbalanced garbage, in my opinion. Now, sometimes it's fun to play, but it's still that same thing, right? That's what I think.
Yeah, that's true. Here's a video. I think he had some brain when he was reacting this video.